Welcome. This session is powered by Global Talent Solution, supported by leaders of all nations, Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs, Helping Hand Foundation, Explore London, Global International Alliance, Ladies of All Nation Global Foundation, RM Infinite, International Youth Society and Dream Bigger. Today's host is Dr. Jaya Sajnani, and the guests are Adriana Mendez Snowden and Counsellor Dr. Manju Shahul-Hameed. Enjoy the session.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our first very session for the program Mindful Entrepreneur Program. And today, your host is Dr. Jaya Sajnani. I'm a mom, entrepreneur, author, founder, and CEO of YG Travel Helping Hands Foundation, Explore London, and co-founder of Global Talent Solution Hub. GTS is a non-profit organization with a vision to create a future where talent knows no boundaries. Yes, we believe that every individual, regardless of their background or circumstances, should have access to quality education, training, and opportunity to excel in their own chosen field. We serve as a bridge between the education system and the talent across the globe. We offer the study abroad program, cultural exchange program, and student exchange program, fostering connections and understanding between the individuals and the diverse background. We also offer online speaking sessions where students and the professionals can engage with industry experts and throughout the leaders from around the globe. In the fast pace of the world, where entrepreneurship is very, very essential tool as the economic of any world, mental health often takes a backseat. The relentless pursuit of the success, the pressure of innovation, and the constant uncertainty can take a profound toll on the entrepreneurship. Mental well-being, health well-being. So, to champion the cause of mental health awareness is crucial to highlight the unique challenges faced by entrepreneurs and explore strategies to foster resilience wellness. Therefore, at the GTS, we have dedicated this program to educate and empower those individuals and with the tools and techniques to not only just identify, but also to use to overcome the feeling being overwhelmed during the journey of entrepreneurship. So today's session about introduction to mental health and entrepreneurship. What a combination, isn't it? So before we start today's session, I would like to express my huge gratitude to our supporter for this session is Professor Caroline Makaka, founder of Leaders of All Nation International, Lady Dr. Rodby Motor, founder of GSAF Global Society for Female Entrepreneur, Dr. Lenora Peterson, founder of GIA Global International Alliances USA, Dr. Randy Ward, founder of Dream Bigger Institute USA, and RM Infinitive, Lily and Harry, founders from Speakers and Leaders. So, before we start this session, few rules for the logistic. Please make sure you remain muted unless we ask you to unmute yourself and speak, because we would like to have a full respect to the speakers. And we have at the end question and answer. If you have burning question and you want to throw some questions, please do put it in your chat box. Do write your email addresses in the chat box as well, so that we can send you this presentation for your future reference. Now, without further ado, let me introduce our very first speakers, who is from Mexico, and her name is Adriana Mendez Snowden. Hello, Adriana. Welcome on board. Let me tell you a few things about Adriana, which is very close to my heart. Adriana Mendez is a dynamic motivational speaker, author, happiness coach. She has over 8 years of experience in empowering others. Her journey of recovery serves as a foundation of her inspirational work. Adriana inspires audiences globally to rewrite their stories and embrace the happiness. She is based in UK, but heritage from the Mexico. Let's welcome Adriana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jaja, and everyone here. I'm very, very honored to be a part of this session since it's a topic that is very, very close to my heart. I'm a very proud member of Loani. That's how we know each other, through Dr. Caroline Macaca, and I recently was appointed a mental health advocate. And the reason I wanted to share, I wanted to be a part of today's program, it's many reasons, but I personally have struggled with mental health. And I made it my mission to raise awareness. It's not only as an entrepreneur, because I truly believe the way we do one thing, we do everything. We cannot separate who we are as humans, as mothers, as business owners, as everything that we do. And also because May, yes, is the month that we dedicate to raise mental health awareness. We talk about it. We want to break the stigma and we want to give light to these topics. But for me, particularly, more than anything that I could have done, like in titles or studies or anything that I've done, to me, one of the things that was holding me back for many years was a problem with alcohol. So this, in a couple of days, I'm going to be 13 years living free of alcohol. So, which I could never believe that could be possible back when I started this journey. And that's basically, it was 13 years ago when I started to consciously working on my mental health. And the question I always ask to my mentees, to any clients, to people just in general, whether they want to start a business, being an entrepreneur, or any endeavor in their life, it's ask this question to yourself: what is holding me back? Because I always felt that I could be successful, I had certain skills, and I could achieve things, but there was always something holding me back to move forward, to do more, to have more, to be more, to actually being able to activate my inner resources. And that was when I have to face that this is what's holding you back. And for me, it was an alcohol problem, but it could be many, many other things. And one of them, actually, Dr. Jaja, I forgot, I prepared a presentation, but quite honestly, that presentation is just a guide. I can share it if you want me to. To me, most important, let me just...
Yeah, that would be nice if you can share, yes.
Yeah. Is this the whole screen that you can see? Okay, because I don't have like a visual. Okay.
That's fine. We can see your presentation. It's fine.
Yeah. Just for everybody that is joining, whether it's on the Global Talent Solutions on Facebook, or here that you know we're talking about introduction to mental health entrepreneurship. And I was saying, we cannot separate to be one thing at home and one thing at the business or anything that we want to start. So that is the first part, is self-awareness. And that means to go into a self-discovery journey, get everything in order, everything that holds you back, get your life in order, because it's already hard as it is sometimes to maintain a good mental health. And then to start a business, we're talking another layer. And the reason I'm saying this, because since what, about 8 years ago, I felt like it was so trendy. Everybody started becoming an entrepreneur, and we would see it all over social media. And all of a sudden, everybody was an entrepreneur. And a lot of us, including myself, because I have hit burnout, shutdowns, and all of these that many of us can probably have experienced as well. I asked myself, I got to the point, I asked myself, and I asked other colleagues and other women in the arena of entrepreneurship, if this is something that really it's for you. I asked that question myself because the path of entrepreneurship, it could be very lonely if we don't do it right. It could be really, really hard. So in order for us or anyone that it's going to embark on that path, on that road, I would highly, highly recommend to start that resilience building as a person, as an individual. Do whatever inner work, whatever things that we need to sort out in our life, so we can build that unbreakable spirit. So we know that when things get hard in the business or personal life, we can activate those inner resources so we can overcome and we can get over it. But we cannot do that if we don't become experts in ourselves first. Yes, a lot of business mentors and teachers and coaches, that, which I highly recommend, by the way, to get. Yeah, that's another step. That's another advice I would give to people, to ask for help. But it's within. We are only going to transfer those skills and that ability to face challenge as a person and then as an entrepreneur, and do whatever it takes. Do therapy, do go to seminars. Something that it really helped me, it was to go to networking events, to feel that I wasn't just then alone in my whole like world of ideas and struggles, meet like-minded people. I love that. And I can't remember who said it, but I always remember this quote that the 50% of the victory is just to show up. And this is something I tell my entrepreneur friends, is if there is an event in your community, in your wherever you are, show up, go to the world, go talk to people. I know it can be very comfortable. The ones that most of my work, I do it from home, and I love it and it's convenient, but I make sure I attend, whether they're online events or they're live in-person events, because I need that connection with peers, with other people, to share, to learn, and just have that feeling that, yeah, there is a big community of us. So I want to just go back a bit, because I started right into it. And as I was sharing before, well, every May, it's an anniversary for my sobriety, but this May I just finished. I started back to school at my 46 years old. So I started doing counseling. So I just finished counseling level 3. I finished another course for health, for mental health. My home is a neurodivergent home, and I recently started in my own discovery of being on the spectrum. And the reason I mention this is because, again, it's about knowing yourself. Because if you know how your mind works, how your brain works, what are your needs, what are your triggers, how you can take care of yourself. We all often see on social media, we advocate for self-care, but we need to know what that means for me, because maybe I don't like to go for a walk in nature and everybody's recommending that. Maybe I just want to dance in my living room. Maybe I like to meditate. Maybe I just want to be alone, or whatever that is. So I would know that and actually keep a routine. I'm not seeing the clock, Dr. Jaja, so I'm not sure how am I on time.
You have finished your 10 minutes.
Oh my God,
Yes.
is that what I heard? Oh,
Yes.
it went so quick. Dr. Jaja, it doesn't matter how many warnings and reminders you gave me before. This always helps to me. I'm just gonna finish
you are
it.
doing fantastic. We really want to understand what do you think mental health from your side, and being an entrepreneur, it's already so much pressure, and how this can help us. Definitely. Thank you.
Yes. Am I allowed to finish with this last 7 step quickly?
Oh,
Just
yes,
to
of
leave
course.
leave that to the people that is listening. And
Yeah,
this is something, yes, okay. This is something it has helped me, and I'm sure other people as well. Physical health, it's not a cliche when we say mind, body, and spirit. So that's what we should prioritize. Have a good work-life balance. If we need to ask for help, seek professional support, have a network around you that can support you, friends, family. I love mindfulness and meditation technique. It's great to manage our stress and anxiety. Always protect your energy. When I say check your algorithm, whatever we see in social media is because that's what we're paying attention. It's the same thing with our life. And commit to personal growth as a way of living and service to others. Always self-actualize, upgrade yourself, always commit to learning and help others. Thank you very much for your time. I'll stay here for our next speaker.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Adriana. That's fantastic. And we have more than 200 live viewers at the moment who has taken down the note. And hello, if you haven't, I have taken my notes, which I am going to share with you. So our lovely Adriana has definitely shared a valuable insight. Yes, mental health is a big, 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 vast topic, and you cannot summarize in a 10 minute. It was a very tough job was given to our speakers. However, the tools that the main, the golden nuggets, what Adriana has shared is very, very, very important. Adriana has mentioned that self-awareness is the key in mental health, because something which works for me, it may not work for you. So being self-aware, understanding that what is triggering you and how you can control. Once you know that meditation or the time out or the dancing or sitting or speaking loud or speaking quietly, anything which works for you to make and calm down your time, your situation, your circumstances, that's what first thing is needs to self-aware. The second, what she has mentioned, is a show up. Yes, wherever you go, and that's one of our supporter, Lady Dr. Robbie Motor, she always say that no matter what happens, show up, because there may be the gray day, there may be the rainy day, there may be the day where you don't want to get up, you don't want to wake up, you don't want to do anything. But if you tell yourself that I am going to do this one time only, just a one time, I'm going to stand up and I am going to show up the event. Trust me, I have experience, and like me, Adriana, many people has experience. These are the industry experts. People are telling you that once you decide just to stand up and show up, take one step, you will see the difference. And this is a very, very big golden nugget, which she has dropped it down to us. The very last one, she has said, the network around yourself. Yes, mental health, I have come across as well many times. While you're doing business, you're struggling with the time. But if you think that you can give time to networking, networking is not just waste of time. Trust me, that connection. We meet people for always a reason. Not today, not tomorrow. After 2 years, you might get to use that connection. But if you are made personally or the virtually, you will be, once you show up, people will show up when your time is. So that's it. Thank you so much, Adriana. Fantastic session from you. Now we have amazing speaker. She has a busy schedule and still she has taken some time for us. So I am so grateful for Counselor Dr. Manju Shahul-Hameed. She's here. Thank you, Counselor Manju, for coming and gracing your presence here. Let me just give a few details to our online presence people. We have a 300 plus viewer at the moment. They would like to know who is Counselor Dr. Manju. So Counselor Dr. Manju is a seasonal leader with over 18 years of public service. Wow. She is a founding member of the MS Foundation for Mental Health. She's currently director at the Croydon Plus Credit Union. She's focusing on financial stability, membership growth, and legal compliance of the borough. She's former mayor of Croydon, and by being a mayor, she championed diversity, raised records funds for charities, and led strategic initiative benefiting community for long 18 years. Well done. Thank you so much for gracing your time to us and our audience. Welcome to Counselor Dr. Manju on the floor.
Thank you, Dr. Jaya, for that kind introduction. So good afternoon, everyone in UK. I understand there are guests joining from different parts of the world, but then in UK it is afternoon, 4:15. So just wanted to thank Dr. Jaya Sajnani and also the Global Talent Solutions Hub for this opportunity and inviting me to the Mental Entrepreneur Program along with Adriana. I started working as a software engineer in an insurance firm, but then during that course, I decided that I wanted to get involved in politics, but I didn't have any interest in politics when I first came to this country. I really wanted to lead a working life and with my children and family, and that was my ambition. But then things obviously changed. I became a councillor in 2006 in a deprived ward in the London Borough of Croydon. And then, oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you for loading up that PowerPoint presentation. So, yeah, and then I became the mayor of Croydon in 2014. Until 2015, it was a tenure for 1 year. Then I became the cabinet member for economy and jobs, and that's where I had the opportunity to work with entrepreneurs. I went after my mayoral year. During my mayoral year, I raised record amount of funds for the 2 charities I supported. But I went back to my software engineer job. Then I realized this is not the job for me. I really wanted to give back to the community. So I left that job to pursue my PhD on mental health, which I graduated last year from the University of Greenwich. So, and in 2017, I also set up a registered mental health charity in the UK. It's called MSH Foundations for Mental Health, and we are organizing a number of events in the community in Croydon. All those events are free in the community. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So I just wanted to touch on the importance of mental health for entrepreneurs. So most of my experience in mental health with entrepreneurs came from my position as a cabinet member for economy and jobs. As you can see from that slide, 72% of the entrepreneurs have mental health issues. So the importance of mental health for entrepreneurs cannot be overstated, as it directly impacts their decision-making and problem-solving abilities. And a healthy mind fosters creativity and innovation, which is essential for staying competitive and driving business success. So maintaining a good mental health is crucial for building, sustaining strong professional relationship, which are the backbone of any successful venture, as we all know. Furthermore, entrepreneurs with sound mental health are more likely to ensure the long-term sustainability and growth of their businesses. Overall, prioritizing mental health is fundamental to navigating the challenges of entrepreneurship effectively and thriving in a demanding atmosphere that we all going through. So can I ask you to go to the next slide, please? So what are the common mental health challenges faced by the entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs often face high stress and anxiety levels due to the immense workload and responsibility they shoulder. The risk of burnout is significant as prolonged work hours and relentless pressure can take a toll on their mental health and physical health. When you work, you go to work from 9 to 5 or different work from home, different hours. But then if you're an entrepreneur or running a charity, your working hours is endless. You never stop. That's the experience I have with my charity and when I speak to other colleagues as well. So many entrepreneurs experience feelings of isolation, particularly in the early stages of their ventures, when support networks may not be well established. Financial uncertainty and the constant pressure to succeed add to their mental strain, exasperating feelings of insecurity. Additionally, the tendency to compare themselves to others can also lead to self-doubt and diminished self-esteem, further impacting their overall well-being. And we often talk about young people and social media, but social media can also affect our adults as well because of the competing atmosphere we are living in. Next slide, please. So what are the signs of mental health struggles? So recognizing signs of mental health struggles is crucial to early intervention and support. Emotionally, entrepreneurs may experience constant worry, mood swings, and irritability. Physically, they might suffer from fatigue, changes in appetite, and sleep disturbances. Behaviorally, withdrawing from social activities and neglecting responsibilities are common indicators of distress. Being aware of these signs can help entrepreneurs take proactive steps to address their mental health needs effectively. And Adriana, you touched on some of those issues in terms of having the importance of attending these social activities. And that is where we can see those signs of withdrawing yourself from social activities. Then you can realize that, oh, you might be going through slight signs of mental health struggles. So next slide, please. So strategies for maintaining mental well-being. So I put down self-care and routine, seeking support, setting boundaries, and developing resilience. And even underneath all these bullet points, there are regular exercise, healthy diet, and sufficient sleep, mindfulness practices like meditation and yoga. Under the setting boundaries, work-life balance is really, really important. Allocate time for work, family, and personal time. And we often make compromises on our families, don't we? I mean, earlier on, I talked about my two boys, and most of my events, I ask my husband to accompany me, but most of the time, my boys are 18 and 21, and they don't like to come along with me and my husband to some of our events. But then sometimes I feel like they are compromising. So am I spending enough time with my children? Maybe not, because of my personal responsibilities. And learn to say no and delegate tasks when necessary. And we are really bad at it, some of us, aren't we? So that's why we might become successful because of saying no to things. Seeking support. Building a support network, mentors, peers, and professional networks is really, really important. And professional help, Adriana touched on that earlier on, therapists, coaches, and counselors. Time management, prioritize tasks and set realistic goals. And sometimes we think, we will be able to finish everything in a short amount of time, but you only have 24 hours in a day. And sometimes I say to myself, I really wish we have 48 hours in a day, which is not possible, isn't it? And developing resilience, embrace failure as a learning opportunity. And sometimes it can be really difficult, especially when we have failure and something really want to achieve. We really work so hard to achieve it, and then there are things we might not be able to control. So just let go of those ambitions that we have, but then work on it, but at the same time, use it as a learning opportunity and stay adaptable and open to change. Next slide, please. I know I'm rushing because I really wanted to finish the 8 slides that I have. And practical tips for day-to-day management. And I have put down time management as I highlighted that, but then incorporating short breaks into your workday can help prevent burnout and maintain productivity. Practicing gratitude and keeping a journal can boost your mental well-being by fostering a positive mindset. Staying connected with friends and family provides essential emotional support and prevents feelings of isolation. Engaging in hobbies and activities outside of work offers a much needed respite from business pressures and helps maintain a balanced life. These practical tips can significantly enhance your overall mental health, enabling you to thrive as an entrepreneur. So you must be pleased to know that's the next slide is going to be my last slide. So next one, please. So conclusion, what do I want to conclude with? So increase the number of businesses sign up to mental health first aid training. As a charity, this is something we offer. So we do provide mental health first aid training for local communities. So we get funding from organizations like different organizations, including National Lottery Community Fund, and we offer this training for free in the community and ensure that the small and medium businesses in Croydon have access to mental health first aid training program for their staff. And this is what we have done as a charity. And advocate for a mental health day in workplaces. That's really important. And I really put down 2 bullet points there. And these actually came from my research that I have conducted. So these are the findings from my research, my PhD that I have done on the mental health in terms of collaboration, peer support, and empowerment. Those are the principles that will enable us to have a better mental health. And also, one of the ways we can tackle stigma, and stigma is a huge issue, as we all know, and especially in some of our communities, the Black and Asian minority communities, stigma is a huge issue. And from my research finding, one of the ways that we can tackle stigma is going into digital. Also put down the name of the book that my charity has launched last month. And this is a book written by Dr. Ahmed Hankir, and he's on social media. You must have all heard about him. He's this really powerful mental health advocate and leader. He used to work for NHS, and this book is called A Story of Hope, Resilience, and Mental Health Recovery. And we launched this book in Croydon. I know. I also attended another book launch in London. So if you get a chance to buy the book and read it, please do. It is still available through Amazon, and an amazing book which talks about stigma and also his mental health struggles that he went through as an immigrant coming to UK and live here, and suffering from mental health issues. He became a doctor in NHS, but then he suffered a lot within NHS as a staff, and he decided to move to Canada to work because he couldn't cope in UK any longer. But he do come to UK now and then. That's how we met. But if you get a chance, read that book, and you will get a lot of tips from it as well. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing session, Counselor Dr. Manju. This is, my 2 pages are full. I'm not going to read out all the notes because we have still a few questions which our audience would like to know the answers from you experts. So in summary, hey people, I hope you are logging in from India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, UK, Europe, whichever country you are in. This mental health issue happens everywhere, because entrepreneurship is not easy. As Councillor Manju has identified very, very clearly with her research, 72% of entrepreneurs, can you imagine 72% of entrepreneurs are going through the mental health issues? And what I have come across in my 15 years of entrepreneurship, my business life, my journey, that we are the only community as a business people, we don't talk about mental health because we are afraid that what if I say anything about mental health, then I'm going to lose a client, I'm going to lose the customer, I'm going to lose, because people will start judging me that if I can't take care of my mental health, how am I going to take care of someone's product or the services? But that is not true. We all are in the same boat. We have learned 72%, nearly it's almost everyone, because it is happening. Having balancing life with the work and being a woman, I completely understand you have so many hats to wear on. So in nutshell, we have learned sign of the mental health, we have learned strategies, we have learned the practical solution that if you're going through, how to identify and what to do it. Now it is a time for the question and answer. So thank you so much, Counselor, for your time, and thank you so much, Adriana. I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and these 3 questions has been populated through the very most question being asked by our audiences. The very first question is, how does good health benefits entrepreneurs' business prospect? And I know Counselor has touched upon some of these benefits, but we really want to understand more about it, that if somebody is going through a very good health, how does it impact in their businesses? Over to you. Who would like to answer first?
I'm happy to go. Yeah,
Please,
you'd
thank
like.
you.
Thank you. So, good mental health significantly benefits entrepreneurs' business prospects, as I touched on as part of the presentation, by enhancing their decision making and problem solving abilities, allowing them to navigate complex challenges with clarity and confidence. But then, when entrepreneurs are mentally healthy, they can sustain high levels of creativity and innovation. And you, Dr. Jaya, you touched on most of the time there is a stigma. I mean, stigma is there for everyone in terms of mental health. So we talk about, for me, I touched on the Black and Asian minority community, and that was the reason for me to start up that charity. But then, when I talk to businesses, especially during COVID and afterwards, many entrepreneurs or businesses went through mental health issues, but then most of the time they don't want to talk about it because of the same stigma that you touched on. So what we have to understand is a mentally healthy entrepreneur is better equipped to manage stress, reducing the risk of burnout, and ensuring consistent productivity. So this stability not only helps in maintaining operational efficiency, but also in making strategic long-term plans for business growth. And furthermore, good mental health supports effective communication skills, crucial for pitching ideas, attracting investors, and that is really important for our survival, isn't it? Especially as entrepreneurs, and maintaining customer relationships. So
spot on. Yes,
yeah.
That's Counselor, that you are just the spot on. That's fantastic. Adriana, would you like to add some more? Yes.
Yes. Like every time I hear the word stigma, I'm like, oh, it's so powerful, so strong for me. Now, my line of business is mental health, mindset, consciousness, and spirituality. So I do my best to keep my own mental health. But what if actually this already happened? What if I'm not feeling okay? What if I'm going through something? For me, it's all about energy. If my cup is not full, how am I going to serve my clients? How am I going to tell them you have to have a good mindset if mine is not okay? But this is what I discover. People in my line of business, they want to see you're a human being. They want to see you're real and your authentic meaning. And this is something I keep saying. Not because you're on a program for mindset, not because you have a mentor or therapist, doesn't mean you're never going to face challenge. It just means that you're going to have the tools to go through them. And it's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel sad or take a break, but that doesn't mean you're giving up. So I find out that when I share, and this was, I felt exactly the same. Look at how big is the stigma, the stigma that I felt when I was like sharing with them, hey guys, I feel I need to take a break from the program. We were meeting every month because I'm not feeling well. I have to surrender to the fact that I'm depressed. It's caused by a disease, but nonetheless, I'm depressed. And I surrender to the fact that I'm starting to take antidepressants. It was that to say that it was so hard, but the impact that it had, it was very positive. Because I do believe now that being vulnerable and real, it helps others. It gives them permission to share themselves. Well, it's not okay to be okay, but we're gonna get through this.
Yeah,
So it's just
that's
a
so
learning
true.
journey.
Yeah, that's so true. Oh my God. You actually touched upon our second question, which majority of our audience would like to know with your experience. So our question was thrown as, please share your personal experience where you had to use mental strength to overcome any challenges in your professional life, personal life, where you were feeling low and you had to actually overcome. So what kind of tools you must have used it and how did you do that? I don't know. Would you like to start with Adriana, you, and then we can go to counselor? Yeah.
I'll start quickly since I'm a bit of a flow. You know, when our counselor was sharing about the book, and most of us, we have experienced what it means to go to when we immigrate to another country, different language. We have to mourn, we have to go through a transition. It's painful, we overcome, and finally we can establish ourselves. There is many challenges. In my case, like being like with my son journey with his neurodiversity, with mine, with when there's tough times, there were many times in lockdown I wanted to relapse and go back to drink it was just many issues, but there was one gift that my recovery group left me forever. It's just do one day at a time. That's how I survived the lockdown, any parenting challenges, any neurodiversity challenge, any entrepreneurship challenges. Is all I can take care of is today, and I'm gonna take care of myself, and everything else will fall by itself.
Wow, that's so true, isn't it, counselor? That take a one day at a time. What would you like to add more, please? Do let us know.
So COVID-19, I would go back to COVID-19. So I was the cabinet member for businesses. And within the council, we didn't have and people always thought we had this record of all the businesses in Croydon. We didn't. And so we had about over 15,000 businesses in Croydon. Wow. But then suddenly, and we had very few record email addresses of some of those businesses. And government has given us business grant to distribute to all these businesses, and we didn't have a record. So we started contacting some of those businesses and tried to contact through them and ask them to connect with some of those other businesses who are not in the list. And what we realized is some of them got contacted, some of them didn't even know about this business grant, especially the ethnic minority businesses. They didn't know, they didn't reach out. And then they tried to contact me personally. It was really emotional to hear about their stories. They decided to close their businesses. They couldn't survive. And some of them closed permanently. But some of them, because of the support we have given, they came back. And some of them, they opened one or two, businesses after COVID-19, when they started the COVID-19 recovery. So these are the small examples I just wanted to share. But then some of those businesses, they still haven't survived. I mean, I just wanted to share a WhatsApp message I received from a local businesses last week. Hi, ma'am, I hope you're doing well. We need some help for our ready meals food production. You're planning to increase the production with introducing machineries. like automatic packing and cooking machines,
Mm-hmm.
which exceeds our budget. Can you let me know what support can be
Oh.
given? And, can you direct us to some grant? I also briefly wanted to mention about Love Not Hate campaign my charity has started. So after the EU referendum, we have seen a lot of hate crime incidents in the borough in Croydon. So I started a campaign called Love Not Hate. Very simple, Love Not Hate. And so we've been organizing an event in once a year, this fundraising event, and we raise the money for various causes. And for example, young people's mental health, young people's suicidal support, those kind of initiatives. And this year, so what happened is one of those young people on her way to school, someone called a young person called a 15-year-old Elian Adams, he was murdered in the streets of Croydon. And that affected a number of young people. So we decided to organize the Love Not Hate Young Stars of Croydon, raising the profile of our young people. It's young. When we talk about young people, it's all about their skills and talents. We had about 150 young people performing at a local school. It's a sold out event with 600 people. We raised £5,260 from that event. Supposed to be a small event, but then
it's groovy.
Can make huge difference.
That's really fantastic. Thank you for sharing this Love Not Hate campaign. And please do let us know in the chat group if participants can get involved. That would be fantastic for everyone as well. So very last question, and very quickly, we don't have much time, but I really want just a quick tools and strategies, if you can share, to use so that our audience can take that tools and strategies in maintaining mental health well-being during the ups and downs of the business journey. As we know, there will be so much ups and downs happening. Sometimes it's a unpredicted, uncontrollable, unforeseen situations like a COVID, and sometimes we just lack of planning or lack of time management, and we as entrepreneur, we come in that very catch-22 situation where we cannot give up and we cannot go ahead. And those situations, the stress is a high level. What are the tools and strategies one should use to maintain the mental health well-being?
Well, I'll start.
Yes, Adriana.
I think both of us, we share already a few strategies. Yes. For me, to keep it brief, there is two things. The first one is stay healthy. If you're not healthy, if you're tired, if you don't sleep well, if you don't eat properly, you're not going to be able to cope with anything that life throws at you in the business or any way. And the other one is establish non-negotiable routines, no matter how you feel. Because the first thing that my clients tell me when they're going through a downtime is, I haven't been doing my gratitude journals. I haven't been doing my homework. I stopped doing that. So even if it's 5-10 minutes, keep that routine before you do anything, which is going to set the intention for the day. So those two things for me.
Wow, fantastic. Counselor, from your side?
I just wanted to say fostering a positive work atmosphere and celebrating small successes is really important, in addition to what we already touched on. And sometimes we carry on, but we are not really good at celebrating the small successes. We should, between ourselves, colleagues, peers. And I also wanted to mention the fact that mental health first aid training, it's really powerful and important. And sometimes for small businesses, it's really difficult for a small businesses to organize the mental health first aid training because it's quite costly. But then if a large businesses organize it and allow the small businesses to come and join that program, and that way it's not time consuming for the small ones, but
Wow.
it's going to benefit the large business as well.
That's good. And I'm so much thankful to you, counselor. I don't know who came up with this idea of the first aid mental health training, because we always been, since years and years, we've been hearing first aid training for the physical, right? But the mental health, and I'm so happy that Croydon Council has started. I'm not sure whether Brent Borough does it or not, as we are based in the Brent. And there are so many other places where people really strive, because it's entrepreneurship is always, the journey which start from 0 to the year 5, and that is a struggle. If you can survive. If you're not, you're going to die. And it's not going to only affect the economic position of the individuals, but actually it's a mental health conditions. That was a fantastic session. Oh my God, I have taken so many notes, but I loved it when you both of experts have mentioned it, that stay healthy and non-negotiable routine, celebrate small success. And trust me, I'm doing business the last 15-20 years, but I am the same boat as other 72% of the entrepreneurs in the mental health condition, because things can go wrong at any time, right? But what we need to make sure that, as Adriana mentioned, if my cup is full, then I can serve other from that cup. So yes, I am going to definitely, always I put my health at the back end, and I always think, no, let me do one more email or one more customer call rather than going for a nice, lovely walk or making a sit back and having tea. But no, I am going to stick to it. Thank you so much for these golden nuggets. And don't forget the book which Counselor Manju has shared today, which is written by Dr. Ahmed Hankir. The name of the book is Breakthrough, right? Counselor, if you can just remind me, is that and we can have this book is available through Amazon. Please go and read. Sometime reading and learning from other people's experience can actually tell you that it's okay. You are not alone in this world. We all are going in the same boat. We all are together in it. So thank you very much. This is the end of the session, and I'm so happy. If any participant have any questions, please feel free, feedback, to unmute yourself and take advantage of our lovely experts, mental health people are here. They can help you with any questions. We still have 6 minutes.
I just wanted to say, Nantida has put a really good comment, and thank you for sharing it. And congratulations for starting your own business. Well done, Nantida.
Yes, that's fantastic. Mudit, can you just read through notes, and is there any questions or anything we can? The next, we just want to mention it to you that this program we have started GTS to make sure that me as an entrepreneur, there are many entrepreneurs, and again, as we touched, Counselor has mentioned it, that comes with a cost, and this is the reason. We have created the platform where we share, we talk, we hustle, we make a noise about some topics and bring those industry experts on this platform free of charge for online sessions. So people who cannot afford, at least they can see these sessions and get even a one golden nugget, like what I took it today. It will be from my heart, and it will help me to my mental health as well. Likewise, we have a 6 session for this mental health, and we have a work-life balance. We have, of course, celebrating success and making sure that there is no stress, or if there is a stress, what are the next topics or the tools or equipment we can use to come out. So, as we don't have much questions now, we are going to go ahead. So this is the end of the session. So don't forget to attend our next session, stress management and mindfulness, for the next session on next Thursday, which is 30th of May, same time, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Till that, everyone, please take care of yourself and have a lovely rest of the week. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to catch our next session live on 30th of May 2024.